Hi, I'm Audrey Grabesic with Offsite Dirt, and we are at the Advancing Prefabrication 2023 event, and I'm here with Tim Seims. And Tim Seims is a consultant. What do you see here? Why is it valuable, and why did you come?
Well, this is my fifth Advancing Prefab, and it used to be a lot smaller, but I keep coming because it's such a diverse group. It's not just volumetric modular, it's all sorts of different modalities, and having a lot of fun with the youth that's here, because other events just don't have that. It's more of the old guard, and so I'm really liking that. But the biggest thing I'm seeing is I feel like a lot of these companies that are here, these people are going to be in different jobs in next year after that. You can just feel it. And then I feel like some of these companies are going to roll up, do joint ventures together, acquisitions, mergers, all that stuff. I can sort of feel it in the air.
It's so interesting that you say that. I look at this whole perspective, and one of the things that strikes me is the offering of information. When people have made mistakes or they went through trials or challenges, they've learned stuff and they're willing to share it. And it's not about pointing the finger like you've done something wrong. It's more like, oh my gosh, we're evolving, right? We're expanding, and let me share with you what I've learned so that you don't even have to make that same mistake.
Right. In fact, I think that some of the I've heard some comments from people about the lack of the feeling of competitiveness and more like togetherness. You see, Windover Construction is an example of that. So yesterday they presented some of the problems that they had on projects, what they learned, and then how they turned that into actionable insights for the next project. Or like, we're not doing those projects anymore. Whatever it was, they passed that on as opposed to just keeping it close to the chest.
So much technology here. So many integrated partners. Autodesk, I've seen. Allied, I have seen. And then I'm seeing...
What about Cope?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about them a little bit.
So what was it called? It was like TechCrunch Pitch Dragon's Den type thing this morning. I don't know what that was, but I forget the name of it. But to have something you and I have sort of dreamed about, to have a marketplace for providers of modular solutions, software, consultants like what I do and what you do, and then also the general contractors and the developers on two sides of this market. No one else has really done it to the size and scope that they have, and it's hard to do. That's why no one has, and I feel like that's a big product. Not just the generational design or generative design that you see here, and then the engineering programs, but actual products that can help grow your business or start a new business off of it.
I like that if you're a startup and you can come here and you can start having these conversations about how there is solutions to actually starting and then being able to integrate that, standardize it, productize it. I mean, there's so many different levels, but they're having these conversations and actually giving you a very easy front to beginning to end and a solution with that. Also, one other thing that I really liked was talking about friction within your company and how you can have those conversations, and culture and companies are so key, and how we're seeing more and more the big leaders are starting to pay attention to the people that are working with them. Right.
In their organizations. A lot of the big companies have treated people inside their organization or teams inside their organizations like a sub-trade. But now they're all kind of like working together on things, and then there is this 10,000 or 30,000 foot view, whatever the terminology is, but they're really trying to knock off certain friction points, not try to bite off the whole thing at once. And I feel like once people settle into a rhythm of saying, okay, we're going to admit that we can't solve all the problems at once. Let's just solve one of these at a time. You're seeing a lot of that. So what's happened to all these little incremental changes has now become a much bigger change overall.
And more productivity, right? They have been seeing 300% increase in their companies by just offering them small incentives. So lastly, you're going to be speaking here. What are you speaking about?
Well, so Randee, Herrin, and I are speaking on productization in the industry and the roles of the trades and the building product manufacturers and then the manufacturers in between, how those all might be changing. A lot of it I feel like is happening right under our feet now, and we're going to see a lot of that play out in the next 24 months.
Well, thank you for being here and standing here and giving us an overview, and now you've got the dirt. An Offsite Dirt.
Offsite Dirt.